The third and final key, three keys for the Browns to beat the Bengals in the opener. Run the football. So this one is offensive. Take us through this.
Well, the Browns have done a really good job. Now, you can see here, this is counters as last year with Jerome Ford running the counter, right? You're going to see these guards pulling again. You're going to see Batonio and Teller out in front. So this is just a basic counter play. And then, then you go back and you're going to see here kind of the same look. I'm sorry, this is the end zone view. Same look. You're going to get big kick out. You get the Akins, who's the tight end last year. And what you get is you get that gap scheme run that the Browns have been so good at with Kevin Stefanski, that weak side zone, wide zone. And then you're going to see Teller pull around the edge and just maul the linebacker. And this is back with Nick Chubb. And again, the reason I have the different backs and the reason, because this physical run game starts with the offensive line. And these backs are important, but it's more important that they have a mentality, this is what you had against the Ravens. This is back in 2023 when they were rolling. And they just refused to not be physical. And they didn't care how many people you had in the box. And it was all about a mentality. And to beat these teams that have elite offenses, you got to keep the opposing offense on the sideline. And this is what this run game has got to do. So they got to stay committed to it, and they got to stay committed to it even when things start to go wrong, even when things start to happen. Stay committed because it'll work. And keeping the ball away from Joe Burrow is the key to winning this football game.
So when you think about the run game, how do you expect the carries to be divvied up? Is it going to be a hot hand? Is it a clear Ford is number one, Sampson is number two, and then you get a little bit of Raheem Sanders? How do you think this gets divvied up relative to the run game?
Well, I think you got to go with Ford early, and the reason why is because I think he's a guy that can really do well in pass protection. He's a guy who understands fronts and coverages and what he's going to see. He also catches the ball well out of the backfield, as does Sampson. So I think it's not more like 1 and 2. It's kind of like 1A, and then Sampson. Sampson could do a lot of really good things too, and he's actually a really good zone runner because of his patience. I've been very impressed with Ford, his progression over the last 3 years. I'm not sure if he's a featured back, but his ability to not get tackled for 0 gains last year was much improved from the previous year. So I thought he was bigger. I thought he was thicker. They will go with a hot hand. I think a guy gets tired, a guy has a long run. So I don't think it really comes down to carries. I think it's how many carries have you had in a row? Do you need a break? Pass protection, maybe some schemes that they want. And then I think Sanders becomes the short yardage guy and maybe the red zone guy because he's a big 230-pound pack who can kind of hammer it in there down inside the 5-yard line, or if it's 3rd and 4th and short.
And, it's kind of interesting. He is a bigger back who still has some burst to it. It's like 4.6, 4.5, 4.6 is his 40 time.
Well, and for me, this physicality that everybody's talking about and wanting Junkins back, and I think Junkins, on the football field is a perfect fit for this Kevin Stefanski offense. But I'll say it over and over again. This is more about the offensive line getting their identity back with Bloomgren, going back to this counter gap scheme where you're pulling those guards, going back to the weak wide zone where you're getting to the edge and you're getting these big double teams. This run game is more about this offensive line on Sunday than it is the backs. Whoever the backs are going to have success when that offensive line gets back to what they do. And everybody's been telling that offensive line that they're not very good and they're old. So they're going to be highly motivated on Sunday to prove these people wrong. And I think that's important.